Okay, here we go for the next quest called Under the Surface for the Pandæmonium raids on Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. This one's called Under the Surface. Arithmetic is peering into the depths of Pandæmonium. Wah, 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 wah. It's about to go down, music. Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally. Although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor, our untold hours of study go to waste. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Haha. He's La Habrea, isn't he? Smile? I'm not sure if his face is capable of such warmth. Wow! Whoa! Rude! Ah, so you have met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandæmonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of this facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of the chief keyword. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with the words. It was she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a chief keyword before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to words, then. You wish to also preserve the work of your mentor. You're the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas on how to go about that. However, I'm a mere warder and cannot wield intermittent magics. What's intermittent magic? Ah, but of course, I can hardly expect to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Intermittent is more of a refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. Oh yeah. I think I clicked twice. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the keyword of each tier is permitted to use intermittent. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use a spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. La Habrea himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, intermittent freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed, while the illusionary beings you summoned in our fight suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of intermittent, and I'm lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not precise understanding of how the invocations interact. Oh gosh, this story is a fascinating one. Natural laws of that will be needed to cast said spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well-versed, I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong. While I consider myself well-versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more about the intermittent and the inner workings, perhaps... Ponder. Well, you have a warder standing in front of you. Leave the fighting to me, you two can figure out the rest. Wah, 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 wah. I dare say we can do just that. You implied that what prevented you from performing intermittent was a lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I never heard such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep, we would have to start over. Leave everything to me. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times that their emotions have been burned in my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test our methods on one of the escaped creatures. Though I suppose there's a matter of finding one. It'd be foolish and rush in blindly lest we find ourselves surrounded by not by untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage a single creature that Buona could dispatch on her own in the spell, if the spell were to go awry. I agree, and I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my fight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed in the aspects are far in the water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Leviathan 2? I mean 3? I mean 4? Then it shall be our first target. Perhaps the subject is a better term. Before we commence the intermittent magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. I am a sage. As dependable as ever. Once you have given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind the hippocampus with the keywords magic. Until then, my illusion shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Womp womp womp. Blah, 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 blah. The second circle is now accessible. Alright, that concludes this little quest. I hope you all enjoyed that. We're going to have a separate video with the fight. If you want to see the previous fight, I'll link it in the description. And you can check it out. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the second fight as Sage. Kind of wish I would have got my warrior leveled up, because I kind of want to tank these. I don't want to heal them, but I can heal. Not a big deal. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next video. Bye!